What up, you guys? It's your tall guy. We're finally back at Universal Studios Hollywood to cover two major important things for y'all. First and foremost, we want to discuss how to properly approach FanFest nights. Just talk about what it's about. Surprisingly, there's a lot of people that still don't know what the idea of FanFest nights is, but no worry, share this with a friend. We're gonna go over a little game plan on how to approach FanFest nights if you decide to buy a ticket. And second, of course, is to go over all of the Horror Night construction update and talk about the speculation map that was just released this past Easter. So if you guys haven't done so already, don't forget to drop your talk, a like, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get to it. Pulled over real quick. Let's just talk about how we want to approach FanFest nights. First and foremost, I want you to approach this as if it were Halloween Horror Nights. As weird as that sounds, that's exactly how you want to do this, guys. So if you look at the tickets that they sell for FanFest nights, it goes from anywhere from general admission, express tickets, day and night combo tickets, VIP admission tickets, and even early entry tickets. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, because it's Halloween Horror Nights as well. So, like I mentioned, my best tip before even experiencing this, if you've been to Horror Nights, you're gonna want to imagine that there's gonna be an influx of people right at the event opening. So your first tip is to definitely buy that early entry ticket if you guys can. I believe it's $20. I believe the ticket says you could enter the park as early as 5 p.m. Not too sure what the first experiences that, are going to be available, but you know, to whatever your preference is, if you're in it for the Star Trek experience, Dungeons and Dragons, Back to the Future, taking the studio tour to Hill Valley, you want to make sure you know, get those out of the way. Line up first. If you want to be the first ones in, first ones out, line up for that experience. Now, if you don't want to worry about early entry, Express is the way to go. That'll solve all of your problems. You don't even got to worry about this portion of the video if you got Express, because that'll just solve your night. Don't got to worry about the lines. But for the most part, everything is scattered almost everywhere. But before you get into those experiences, if you're worried about the merchandise is located over at City Walk, big giant Universal Studio Tour, as well as the main Universal Studios Tour on Main Street, right across from Hollywood and Dine. So let's go over the merch real quick, see what they got, how much they cost. Luckily, for the most part, everything is divided by fandom. So right off to the wall over here, we have all of the One Piece merch. The One Piece with the Universal event tee, Luffy out there giving a punch, is gonna go for $30. And we got this muscle top out here, it's gonna go for $23. Regardless, sweater is gonna go for $60, and I believe annual pass discounts do apply if you guys have them here. FanFest Nights hat, does this have One Piece related things on it? I believe it does. I don't read. $30. They have this really nice purse. I don't know what to make of this. I just know that there is a 40th anniversary patch on it that's gonna get you for $30. The hoverboard from part 2, missing a tag there, missing a tag there. Do we have a price tag anywhere? Here we go. $30. Out of time tank top, gonna run you for $30. Flux capacitor pillow, which will run you for $40, very fitting, 40th anniversary, I guess. This t-shirt is everything I need and more. Look at that. Iconic moment from the movie captured for you on a t-shirt, $30. And then we got Marty's Life Preserver vest, which on the back is gonna get you a Back to the Future logo with a DeLorean on it. That's gonna run you for $95. Oh, that's a lot. 40th anniversary Back to the Future wallet. Not the greatest quality, but $25. Right over here, we're gonna find a Back to the Future 40th anniversary pin. That's gonna run you for $10. It looks like they brought out the Roosevelt's collection. You can find this on the Roosevelt's website, but they brought it out to the parks from Park 3. $80 for the button down. Right over here, we have the 40th anniversary license plate, and it's gonna go for $13. We have a gnarly Back to the Future notepad in here. Nothing on the inside, just on the front cover. That's gonna get you for $25. Then just right over here, we're gonna have all of the Jujutsu Kaisen merch. Let's go over it. With the Divine Dog sweater, this is awesome. That is gonna run you for it. I can't read. $60. Have all of our characters. Oh, my boy, they have them on a shirt. Trying to hook that on. This is gonna run you for $30. Sadly, not that many things on the JJK side, but they have a whole wall dedicated to Dungeons and Dragons. Oh my, let's get into this. Roll Perception and Check shirt gonna run you for $30. Roll for Intimidation, $27. That is a cute creature. Oh, this sweater looks pretty sick. This is gonna get you for $60 right here. Dungeons and Dragons. Dragon logo, we got it for no price tag on it. It's a mystery price. You guys pay what you want for it. I'm gonna assume 60. Then we got this cool handbag here. I honestly don't know what this is called, but this is really nice. And this is only $60, surprisingly. I'm a little shocked there. Then we have this handbag here, and if you roll it out, that's kind of what it looks like rolled out. But the price for this is gonna get you for, I believe it says $46. The print is really short. We'll say around $50 for that matter. Here on display is all of the Star Trek merchandise they got going on. This is a lot. Chateau Picard bottle. This is gonna go for $30. A lot. We have a Star Trek keychain and pin set on the back. This looks like what it comes with. $22. Starfleet Academy sweater. This is really neat. This is gonna run you for $60. All black t-shirt right here. This is really cool. This is gonna run you for $30 right over here. Look, Universal wasted no expense. This is a really nice reflective jacket right here. Star Trek on the back and on the front. And now is only the moment. $70 for the reflective jacket. You guys tell me. I think that's a really good deal for a reflective jacket to me. Truly, everything just feels very overwhelming with all the cool merch that's in stock for all these IPs, man. And it's just crazy. Now, if we just take a small stroll down New York Street is where we're gonna interact or find all of the One Piece interactions. Now, the One Piece portion of FanFest Nights is a pure fan zone. Now, what I mean by fan zone, think of it as a scare zone, but you're not being scared. You're simply gonna be entertained, meeting characters from the show. Luffy, Nami, all your favorite characters are just gonna be right over here. Now, let's check out all the set pieces. I really can't believe Universal made the jump for anime to be a part of the theme park. Although it's only for a seasonal event, they still did it, man. They really jumped on that ship, literally, to find the One Piece. Anyway, you guys can expect character meet and greets right here. I'm sure we'll have characters roaming around this area specifically. Well, let's check out the wanted posters right over there on that side. Universal, you guys are just killing the game out here. Killing the game out here. This will all be here Friday, guys, but damn, photo opportunities, can't wait. All right, guys, now for your very first experience, not that you have to do this first, but Star Trek Red Alert is right here. They got the same HHN style banner up. It's gonna be lit up for you with the wait time indicated right here. It's gonna be located right here, is what I like to call the sandbox maze of Universal. So we're gonna enter through here. Most likely gonna see queue lines form up all the way down there. The whole experience is in here. Cannot wait. Now this experience is a paced post walkthrough experience, meaning you're not gonna be just going in there in a conga line, seeing things, watching things. No, you're gonna be posting there from what I believe is about a group of 10, and just experience, have characters in there, kind of walk you through, show you around. Stuff happens, stuff goes down. We need to save the Enterprise. We need to get out of there. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I just know that, you know, character interactions are gonna be in there. No conga line. Sounds like a good experience to me. All right, you guys, now as for the Jujutsu Kaisen experience, the DreamWorks Theater is gonna be transformed into a short film for JJK. Now, there's been no word if we're going to be getting any kind of character meet and greets or interactions of any kind. But the short film that is over at Universal Japan is going to be transported here to Hollywood in the DreamWorks Theater. You can find the show entrance just right over here, as long as with the wait time as well. Decided to take a seat real quick. I'm just saying, y'all can't convince me this is a nice add-on to the park. Well, look, the coaster itself is beautiful, but the show building, oh my, look, it hasn't grown on me just yet, but I think it's an eyesore to the theme park itself. I don't know. It's not done yet. We gotta wait and see. Now, this is where I truly believe FanFest Nights is gonna steal the show, steal the hearts for a lot of people, guys. Like the studio tour says, Destination Hill Valley. We're taking the studio tour that's gonna drop us off at the clock tower, Hill Valley, recreated just like how it was in 1955. Once we get dropped off and transported back in time, we're gonna see everyone you know and love. Doc Brown, Marty McFly, Biff Tannen, Lorraine, George McFly, the clock tower lady collecting coins. They're all gonna be there. It's gonna be a recreational moment of the lightning strike scene from the movie. I get goosebumps talking about this, and I'm just blown away. I haven't even experienced it yet. Alrighty, so just hopping off of the studio tour, guys. Let's talk about it. Let us talk about it. Let's look at those shots that we captured. A snippet of Hill Valley. Like I said, they're recreating that whole set, transporting us back to 1955. It's gonna be a show stealer, man. I just cannot wait. Y'all can't see the goosebumps, but they're there. But let's dive into Horror Nights, shall we? You guys, let's talk about our 2 facades that we got going on right there. T-pad, we already have a facade going vertical. A lot of work going inside of the tent already. Rumored to be the Scarecrow maze that we had back in 2021, I believe. Oh, we'll see. It was a good maze. And now, looking over at the Curious George houses, can't really tell what's going on where Frozen Empire used to be at. But looking over to where Insidious was at last year, speculation calls for Poltergeist to be coming to Horror Nights. So we'll have to wait and see. We definitely see the shape of a house being formed. Is it the same house from Poltergeist? Gotta wait for that paintwork to come in, right? Currently making our way to the lower lot to continue the FanFest Nights exploration party, because we have 2 experiences down there. That'll do it. Well, actually, I take it back. We still have the Harry Potter stuff to cover. But lower lot stuff first, and then we make our way back up. And by the way, we have a Horror Nights tent over by the Mummy Queue again. It looks a little funky though, just because we got a lot of work going on the hillside. And it looks, there's a wall right next to the tent. And, you know, obviously things could change in the next coming months. But it looks a little weird. Can the facade fit on the side that we're used to? Are we going to get something like The Shining way back in the day where the facade was on the exit of what we are totally used to? We'll have to wait and see. All right, making our way through the lower lot, peeking over to the left. This is a very typical spot for Horror Nights to do a lot of foodie spots here, but it looks like FanFest is gonna have a Dungeons and Dragons. Not too sure if it's a photo op or if this is gonna be a food area. These walls are very revealing. I don't know. It looks like if we look towards the back, you know what? It is not gonna be a food area. This is definitely a photo spot. Usually for Horror Nights, they set up a big tent right here for a food area, but this is a photo spot. So here we are at the entrance of Dungeons and Dragons. Now, just like Star Trek, again, it's gonna be down there at a soundstage. And like I mentioned, just like Star Trek, it's gonna be a thematic experience walkthrough. No Conga Lines, gonna be paced. It's gonna be great. Groups of 10 going through an experience, and I'm hearing Dungeons and Dragons are gonna be a really crazy set with a really crazy puppet of Xanathar. Look, I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons type of guy, but I've seen the pictures, I've seen some stuff, and my God, y'all gotta be ready. And one of the last places you're gonna end up at FanFest tonight, Super Nintendo World. Yoshi's Egg Hunt Adventure. I think that's what it's called. Now look guys, for the most part, all this is in here is a special meet and greet that you do not get during the daytime. We're gonna be able to meet the man, the myth, the legend, Yoshi. I don't know where his meet and greet's gonna be. If I were to guess, maybe where Peach is set up, I don't know. Maybe over there. We'll have to wait and see when that comes. Originally, they did have a drone show scheduled, but fortunately, it got canceled. For reasons being. But it's gonna be a special egg hunt around Super Nintendo World, and Green Yoshi is not the only colored Yoshi you're gonna meet as well. I heard there's gonna be some other different colored ones as well to meet, so that's gonna be exciting. Personally, I'm a fan of the blue Yoshi. I love them in Yoshi's Island, so it's gonna be cool living that game again. Alrighty, before I lose the sun, well, it doesn't even matter because I'm just gonna throw some HHN B-roll for y'all to talk about HHN speculation. Now, let's get into it. I posted the latest speculation map from HHN Nightmares, and let me tell you, a lot of bangers are on this speculation map. Some that I couldn't picture these two being in the same level of Horror Nights. Now let's just get into it. T-Pad is, just like what we said earlier, rumored to be Scarecrow, and nothing more. It looks like a Scarecrow hat. We've seen Scarecrows come in 2021, and we're actually seeing it expand over to Horrors Unleashed Las Vegas Horror Night experience. But I'm not too mad about it. You know, it's another repeat maze, but it was a banger of a maze, I'll tell you that much, if y'all remember that. So moving on, soundstage right behind Transformers. Fallout. The thumbs up indicate the nukes are coming to Horror Nights. The Fallout characters, I did watch the show. I never played the game. Watched the show. It was good. It was great. I could see the potential that Fallout could bring to Horror Nights. Execution wise, the sets, it'd all be great. I wouldn't be mad if I see Fallout. Now this is a big one. Right next to Fallout. Not right next to them, but over at H Lot. Five Nights at Freddy's with the spy cam symbol. You guys. Five Nights was introduced to Horror Nights 2 years ago in the form of the DreamWorks Theater. The actual animatronics, the puppets, were on display in the DreamWorks Theater right before you entered to see the Megan show. Now, it's always been a rumor that they were going to come to Horror Nights because they work with Blumhouse. You know, easy deal, easy peasy. Not so much, because licensing rights, all that good stuff, hard to get a hold of. But to see these puppets come to life to enter Freddy's Fazbear Pizzeria would be kind of crazy. And I don't know, I see execution would be kind of wild. The best thing I would compare Five Nights to would probably be, if y'all recall, Alien vs Predator. I forgot the year, but I remember attending and going in that soundstage in the back lot. If y'all veterans remember too, that's the same level I'm gonna compare it to as far as animatronics, of how crazy they might go. You know, it's gotta be puppeted by a scare actor for sure. But you know, maybe Murdy will pull a trick up its sleeve with an actual animatronic inside. Now this one's got a lot of people talking, a lot of controversy around this one. Second H Lot maze is a light bulb ghost. A lot of people are saying it's gonna be Poltergeist. It's the maze that looks like a house is being formed out of it. Now, people have been posting that the house is being built. It looks like the same model as the one from years ago. Poltergeist was a hit in I believe it was 2018 is when we last saw Poltergeist. And it was a good maze. I won't deny it. Great concept, great maze, great movie. Wouldn't be mad if I see it this year. Now, moving on to Parisian Courtyard. Do y'all remember what I said last time? There are 3 things they want to guarantee in life: death, taxes, and John Murdy bringing another Monstros house. And that's exactly what we're probably going to get. It's speculated, not confirmed. But Murdy bringing a Monstros house. Why? Because it just makes sense. It fits with the vibe up there. Do people get mad? No, because they're bangers of a house. So a lot of people are speculating that we're going to get some kind of a Latin monster that's themed around Latin American dolls. I don't know. I haven't done my research too much into this, but we got a little snippet of it. A lot of dolls hanging on a tree from the last Monstros house, and we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see what monsters come out of this. Moving on. Terror Tram. Oh, don't we just love our Terror Tram? Now, we have a circus, what looks to be a circus icon above the Terror Tram. Now, my speculation, Hollywood Harry. Don't come at me. I love Harry. I'm biased, yes, but it just kind of makes sense. Now, people are talking about killer clowns from outer space coming to the Terror Tram. For whatever reason, I can't believe that. No, I don't see the killer clowns, you know, I don't know. I just don't see them moving fast enough to go in for scares. They work in a maze. I just don't see them working out in an open environment. I mean, maybe playing out certain scenes would be cool, yeah, but I I just don't see killer clowns being out in a scare zone environment. Orlando did it, pulled it off, but where they were at was such a small, intimate zone. Terror Tram is kind of big and wide. I don't know. And how far can you truly stretch out the killer clowns though? But unless you want to do a whole clown mania Terror Tram where you got Hollywood Harry, killer clowns from outer space, other random clowns, I don't care. Sign me up. Let's do it. This one is very interesting. Our favorite sandbox maze zone where the former Walking Dead used to be at. Icon shows a coffin in the middle, what looks to be wrestling ropes, ring ropes around it. Now, this could go one or two ways. Everyone hoping for a WWE maze to come to the event. We'll see. How likely is that to come? Sources are saying that it's could happen. Could it be Undertaker specific? Maybe. I don't know. Or can it be like the horror surrounding the WWE? Like you got the likes of Mankind, Bray Wyatt, the Boogeyman, Undertaker, you name them. Or could Horror Nights scale back and bring the luchadores from the scare zone into a maze? Easy execution. Yeah, could be another original. Wouldn't be mad at it. But that's the easy way out. We want to see WWE. It'll definitely bring a new vibe to the event. Over by Mummy, where that weird construction is going on. Rumor has it we have trash bag icons. A lot of people are saying that Terrifier is gonna come to Horror Nights. Was speculated heavily last year that he was gonna come. Damian Leone, director of Terrifier, stated himself that he would love to see Art the Clown at Horror Nights. He loves the event, so maybe it's time for Art the Clown to shine. But like I said, there's a lot of heavy hitters at Horror Nights. There's a lot of IPs, and it's crazy to see all of these come together if it really does happen. This is all speculation, but Art the Clown would be one hell of a gory maze. Damn, that would be a sight to be seen. Those lines are gonna be long this year, I'll tell you that. What's randomly still missing from our spec map though? Universal Monsters. We haven't really talked about them. Where are they? I don't know. This is actually the 100th anniversary of the Phantom of the Opera. So maybe hopefully we either get a scare zone of some kind of the monsters. If we can't get a maze, we still have one unannounced speculation maze, so I'm sure Murdy could definitely introduce the monsters. It's been going on every year, and this is the space of Soundstage 12, you know. Phantom of the Opera versus, I don't know, creature. Throw someone in there with them. I don't know. I don't care. Monsters at Hollywood just makes sense. The people love it. I never see complaints about them. I don't like the location particularly. Soundstage 12 is kind of far and kind of out of the way, but you know, if that's what it takes to get another Monsters maze, then sign me up. But with that being said, that's going to be our speculation for HHN 2025 so far. Nothing's confirmed. Don't believe anything I say. You can believe the spec map, but don't believe. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for the vlog. Thank y'all for tuning in. We are going to do our very best to be back on the normal schedule for the theme park updates. But of course, we will be here Friday for opening night of FanFest nights. We're in for a treat, man. It's going to be such a good time. So, if you guys have any questions regarding FanFest nights and how else to approach it, please leave a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. But with that being said, if you guys haven't done so already, don't forget to drop your tall guy like, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already. I bought some Back to the Future merch. You'll catch this tall guy at the next theme park. We are out of here. Good night.